keys.
Bro, it be conversations I
We
be
are
having
officially
with my lady.
I'm
recording.
gonna make a song just like that. That's how I make music too.
You
I
just be
like to do a
recording
lot of
stuff.
automated writing. I take everything as a symbol and I could just create it into
Just go,
something.
bro. That's so wrong. I be getting freaking beat block. It be days where it be like
You
a
just
whole
gotta
week
let it
where I go
go
live.
and just be like, I feel you though, because I be doing that when I'm writing.
Yeah.
I know we getting off topic a little bit, but the only reason I don't be getting beat block, I never got beat block is because whenever I almost felt like I had beat block, I would just literally just smash the keys and then like sample some bullshit and then make it into something. And once you
No.
do that, you get over the fucking little hump of beat
Damn.
block.
No.
You just make some stupid ass sounds and something will come, and then you build a beat around that mug, and it be
And
working
you
out.
just eat. Yeah.
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 If he
Nah, I'm
beating, if
excited
he
after the show.
beating.
Okay. So she was talking. She was coming from the is knowing the whole earth is Israel from the language standpoint. I was gonna approach
Are
it
we
from
recording?
yeah, we recording. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
bet.
good. I just want to make sure. Yeah, this is
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah. We out here. We doing it.
Okay.
We getting it moving. Okay, so from the secret Bible that I like, I think y'all are both in that little library that I created. So in there's a Nazarene text, which is from the. It's not an Orthodox. It's like an unorthodox Bible. And I say unorthodox because they low key talk about how lesbianism is okay and all types of. It's some shit that they weren't ready for. But anyway, in that Bible, it says that the whole earth is Israel because all the nations are Israel. Actually, we are Yisrael. That's what the word said. Because those words in Hebrew, Yisrael means in it's like almost like in war with the Most High, struggle against Elohim. It's like you struggling against Elohim, while Yisrael means right ruling with Elohim. Everybody on earth is struggling with God, like they're fighting against, like they're literally going against nature. That's pretty much what that means. And it's like we are the only ones that are really like in tune with nature and live in one can live in oneness with nature. Is the organic races, right? So Israel, which is the one that's warring against, because my man right here knows that Jacob, Jacob, he the one that did all the manipulation to create the inorganic races.
This
I mean,
big
he
ass
was
head.
yeah, because scientist, my guy, he reprogrammed, messed with the DNA, and created all the nations that pretty much are not in right ruling with Elohim. They're pretty much in war against Elohim. So technically, yeah, it's all Israel. Like we had the whole earth when the Creator said, "I will give you everything your eye can see." That literally meant everything, because we are part of nature. Like, and we were. That's why we were. What do you call it? What's the word? Um, we traveled around. I'm looking for a word.
Um. Uh. Uh. What is it?
Nomads.
Nomads.
Yeah, we were nomads because we had the whole earth and we just traveled around this mud. And then recently, I seen a picture of the dude was what he was doing. He was lowering the water level, the ocean levels. I don't know who sent me this video, but it was a video of a guy. He was showing like the geography of the whole earth, and he was showing what the earth would look like if the water levels were at different levels. And as he dropped it, you can see that actually all of the country's land is connected. The whole earth, all the land is connected. If you drop the water levels, the ocean sea level below a certain level, and it really wasn't that far that he dropped it. He dropped
Mm-hmm.
it a few 100 feet or something like that. Not even, I don't even think 100 feet, but he dropped it some feet, and it showed that Alaska, Asia, like
Mm-hmm.
connection right there, Russia and Asia, then
Mm-hmm.
Africa connected to Europe. Like it's really all one giant landmass,
Mm-hmm.
like almost on some Pangea type energy. But the obviously they didn't really shift around. It was just the water levels rose when the Earth got flooded, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And Yeah, so all of it is ours. All of
Mm-hmm.
it. The white man knows that. That's why you can't even, when you even think about the word Israel, like we were beyond a time where we even use verbal language.
Right.
Our consciousness was so on the high by frequency, we didn't even really even talk like that
Uh-huh.
in ancient times. So who's to say we need to name anything? And we need
Right.
to land this land as this. Nah, like we all fam. This is all our, like, the land that we came into existence on. Like this is all our shit.
Uh-huh.
Like this is as part the kingdom of. This is one thing the Most High revealed to me. Spirit revealed to me that the kingdom of heaven is the promised land.
Uh-huh.
The promised land that the Israelites were trying to get to. He said that it was this specific land, but it really wasn't that land. That's why they walked around in the wilderness for so long. It was really within themselves.
Right.
When
Right.
it was like when you discover inside your mind
Mm-hmm.
that I'm giving you the spirit realm ultimately, then you'll realize that you got all of the earth. Like it's all yours. and,
Because literally everything generates from here. Like, yeah. Yeah, yeah,
literally,
yeah.
it's because who put these shapes on the map? Like that was somebody's imagination. Like literally, like Texas is not the shape of Texas. Like you can say it
Mm-hmm.
is because that's what y'all created, but if we hover in the sky, if we fly above this mug, it is one big piece of land. Like there's just
Right.
somebody's imagination, which is heaven. Literally, they created that within their own mind. So it's like when you kill the ego and you get beyond that, or not even kill the ego, but let go of the ego and get beyond that, you'll realize, oh wait, this is all our shit. Like
Mm-hmm.
y'all can't say that, oh, this is your land. Like in Africa, we weren't caring about Congo versus the freaking whatever Nigeria. Like it was
Mm-hmm.
just you had your tribes a little bit, and your tribes were really just families, and they may have this like, oh, this is roughly where we chill at mostly, but they didn't really create boundaries and put up gates and stuff like
Yeah.
they do now, like in borders. Like there was not borders. Borders is that's a mental thing when you even think about the fact that we even have borders like that. Like it's like
Mm-hmm.
I gotta create boundaries, protect myself. Like what you protecting yourself from? Oh, probably because you did some bullshit, and you know they gonna
Right.
come for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I had to say that.
Mm-hmm.
I had to say that. I
Like,
said, let me get off of mute real quick.
yeah, we didn't
Fuck
have
I
no.
do.
Yeah, literally. We didn't have no boundaries because we know we was living our life. We was good. We weren't doing no shit to
You
nobody,
blaming
so
me?
we weren't worried about that. Having
Right. You blaming
border
me for what
patrol.
Mr. Jones did to you. I ain't Mr.
Yeah.
Jones.
That's the only reason America need border patrol because they be holding Mexico and they just waiting. Maybe one day Mexico's gonna turn around and come at our asses, and it's
I
like,
wanted to. I wanted to add. It wouldn't be the first time.
hell nah,
You know, it
hell
wouldn't be the
nah.
first time. So I wanted to add to everything. I was kind of writing notes here.
Oh yeah, I'm
As
sorry. I didn't know if I interrupted you. Did
no,
I
hell
interrupt
no,
you?
hell no. I was
Oh,
listening.
okay.
That's why I got me a pen and a paper and a pad. We got this.
Mm-hmm.
Look, we gonna
I'm
let
doing
you
the
gonna let
same
you get your
thing.
channel out, and then I'm gonna take
Mm-hmm.
my time and write my notes, and then I'm gonna get my channel out. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole channel.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Period.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
That's the channel. Okay, so when you said yes, Irel,
Yes,
that's the
Okay,
sir.
yeah.
son.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so glad you went back there. Yeah, thank you.
Okay,
Yes,
so that's the term meaning right rulership. It's Hebrew for right rulership with
and
Elohim.
and when you yeah, I got you, I got you.
Oh,
I'm just gonna I just wanted to I did some
I'll
automatic
add
right.
on.
So yeah, exactly. In addition to what you said, and you know what I'm saying, we can talk back and forth, but um yes, Irel, and it's like the sun 4, that's a feminine number. So It's like divine feminine, divine masculine, but the yes is sun. YES is the sun. Yes is the sun.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I'm saying? The seed of the sun, okay, which is birthright, which is what we all, I feel like we all are talking about and as a whole collective subject. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
On the subject. When it comes to the Hebrew text, like you said, struggle against Elohim, okay? Like you said, that's going against nature, which is going against the sun, the seed of the light, right? Okay,
Period.
which our neuromelanin is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Wow.
that's already original,
Mm-hmm.
authentic, and
Mm-hmm.
mosaic plagiarized.
Mm. Oh my gosh.
It's on a spiritual level. You
Okay,
you
yeah.
so into plagiarism, you went to the spiritual realm. Are we
I'm
playing like that?
playground.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Like
Mm,
I had to come to a realization that as much light as I have, as much love and abundance that I have to give, it's like I have that extra polarity that when provoked or attacked, this is just how Mother Nature works.
Mm-hmm.
If Mother Nature feels like you're disrespecting her, she will swallow you whole. Okay? Just like deep throat. Okay? If I don't want to get pregnant, I'm going to swallow you whole.
I'm
Okay?
dead. I'm
Look,
so dead.
this is just how spirit this is just how spirit is coming to you. But you understand, like I'm trying to this is recorded live. Channel News, welcome to LULU the Guru TV where they want more receipts from me than from the CDC. You know what I'm saying?
I'm dead.
We outside, nigga.
With it. With it. Look, with it. You know, you're right, be making me laugh. I wish I could see his fucking face
Yo,
because his
I
facial expressions
know.
would be
I'm
funny than a bitch.
rolling. I was not ready. Hold on. Let's see if they gonna hate today. I'm
Yes,
gonna come
that
back.
shit is so funny because I be watching that shit. He be like,
Yeah.
that shit be funny as fuck. And so look, so let me continue because I got some more notes, y'all. I ain't even blew your mind yet because I got a whole
Blue
fucking,
mind shit,
the
nigga.
whole fucking thing. Okay, this is
Shit.
going in
Blow
relation
your
to the root
mind.
chakra. You know
Sorry.
what I'm saying? This is all coming to the root. Okay, like
All
I
right.
said, the root, the original. Okay, the seed. Okay,
Okay.
that was put down here. Okay, struggle against Elohim, going against nature. Okay, going against your mother and your father, the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and this is rooted. Okay, and the root chakra is also associated with your mother. It's related to the mother. I don't know if you guys knew that, but the root chakra is related to your mother. So it has everything to
Yes,
do
the
with
earth.
the past trauma of your mother, your mother's mother, your mother's mother, your mother's mother, your mother's mother. This is why we're going to so many deaths and rebirths.
Mm.
That's a whole generational curse. That's why I said if you reach the level of breaking the generational curse on your mother and your father's side, that is when you reach grand enlightenment. That's when you really channel. You know what I'm saying? That's when you really have that open crown chakra activation into the, you know what I'm saying, the Death Star. You know what I'm saying? To the
Yes,
A,
sir.
to the A, to the
Mm-hmm.
scorpionic energy, that death
Mm-hmm.
and that rebirth, that's Mother Nature, right? Against
Mm-hmm.
nature, Scorpio, death and rebirth. Okay. And the root chakra is related to the tree of life, which is the 10th hemisphere, which Uriah just showed me another different diagram when it comes to what calendar was it again, Uriah?
Oh, I use it's a 13-month, 28-day. The new year starts on the winter solstice. It's the calendar that apparently that Jesus used, pretty much.
Okay. And,
Yeshua used.
and there was correlation in all that. That's why I said I have faith in all, I have peace in all beliefs. I do have faith, but that's I have peace in all beliefs. So, cause it's all connected. And you said Jacob. I was like, hold on. I was gonna say Jacob.
Yeah.
That kind of made me Twilight. I was like, hold on, that sounds like Twilight. And, so
Low
you said
key.
Jacob, okay, inorganic race, okay, and that went back to the Anunnaki, which is Enlil and Enki.
Mm-hmm.
As we know, that whole dynamic. One brother created the race, the other brother didn't want the race, just wanted to abuse them. And before I got cut off on our live, I was talking about the fact that hold on, y'all, I need to.
You
When you
good?
giving all that good information, you know what I'm saying? They come for me all the time when I'm speaking
What?
that rhyme, okay? That
Why you
divine
so? So
line.
something came to me when you were saying that, because
Okay.
I used to study the Anunnaki for a while, and I've been learning
Cain and
even.
Abel. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what
what I
it
was about to
is.
say. They the same. It's the same story repeated different ways, and even
Right.
including with the Jacob thing too, because he was making another race. He was like doing what his daddy did, I guess, in terms of creating a whole new race of beings that so that they can be their slaves. And I feel like that was really a story. They made it like extraterrestrial, but I really think that was our ancestors trying to tell us that we made white people, and white people being our slaves, and then how they ended up raising up against us. And then
It's
that's
Cain
what
and
I think it
Abel.
is,
It's
but
Cain
I
and
don't
Abel.
know.
They're telling
Can't.
us a prophecy about what's going to happen before it happens. And that's why I said the Big Bang put us back in ignorance, not because we were too smart and we were abusing our authority. And some of it is, like I said, some of it is our karma from that aspect to treat people still, even though we invented people, doesn't mean that we don't treat them like people.
Okay,
But
wait.
okay.
Because we stood up for their rights, believe it or not. We actually was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm not afraid to say it. You know what I'm saying? Even though you guys mine our gold, honestly, their skin can't really stand the sun. So
The
they out
heat.
there busting their ass and burning alive and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And all we
Mm-hmm.
worried about is getting our goal for our inventions and
You
things
feel
of that
me?
nature, because our minds is not thinking about that, because we're so divine. We when we had to humble ourselves, and that's why we have been humble. But being humble does not mean not being respected.
Mm.
I'm gonna treat you
Key.
That's facts.
fairly,
Period.
but put some respect
Mm-hmm.
on my range, which is my frequency, which is the
Mm-hmm.
divine knowledge that I am trying to give to you. And people don't like that. And that's why they murdered their own prophet. And that's why they're entering this vicious cycle of consumption. They're being
Mm-hmm.
consumed by nature,
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
swallowed whole, like the Kundalini serpent
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
eats its
Period.
tail,
Hmm.
eats itself. You eat yourself. You're a cannibal. You're
Wow.
eating animals.
Okay.
You're a cannibal. That's a soul.
Hmm.
But they ain't trying to get
Literally.
all in that. And I ain't even finished with my notes yet. But anybody, I put some marks on my notes. But I wanted to get more into the connection with
Yeah,
the
he was about
Anunnaki
to
and things
say
of that. But
something.
anybody want to?
Yeah. I had a comments, right? So when Uriah talked about the Anunnaki and how like they kind of flipped the story up a little bit, I was actually thinking about this earlier today, where it was like, yo, did they really just like try to get us to believe that the Anunnaki is like reptilian to make us think that it's like really them or whatever, to just like just go ahead and like just wipe all that
Yeah,
mess?
You
Because I
flip the
yeah,
yeah.
story.
right. Right. Okay. So like that was the first thing that I thought of. And then the second thing that I thought of as far as like these historic origins that we're getting into.
They look like
My
Queen
initial
Elizabeth. If you want to know, they look
you
how
said
Queen Elizabeth.
wait, say that again?
I said, if you really want to know, I'd be like how you said, it was a disguise so they could seem like they're the real Anunnaki. I'm gonna show
Mm.
you what they look like. If you look how Queen Elizabeth look and Joe Biden look, they skin
Mm.
ain't even attached to their
Mm.
fucking bones.
Oh,
They whole evil just want to come out their skin and be like, hi, man.
God.
That's how the fuck they look.
Yeah. It's so
Okay, I'm gonna let you
nasty.
keep on going. Look, I just had
So
to put
nasty.
that sequence.
Nah, it's all good. Okay, so the part where like I blew up a little bit earlier was because when y'all was getting into it, I started thinking about Black root science, and I started thinking about the Botswanan tribe and like how they were talking about like the history of the earth and like how we got here and stuff. I started thinking about that, and I started to think about the holy tablets. Y'all know about them? Okay, all
Hell
right.
yeah.
I'm
Both of them.
figure, right? Just come on, like figure, right?
You know,
Had
I
you
know.
know. So then I had a question. So so Israel being the whole globe, right? And you have 12 tribes of Israel, right? Okay, so in the holy tablets they talk about how the primary beings, they were the green ray or the green light beings, the 12 or the 24 elders, 12 men, 12 women who were matched up and were taught to like be the essential like rulers of like the different nations. So if it's 24 and broken down divided by 2 and the 12, you know what I'm saying, 12 tribes of Israel. Is there wait, 6? What's that?
2 plus 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Bet.
I'm into
Um
numerology too.
yeah, yes, sir. Okay.
That's the
Yeah. Um yeah, that was like just kind of the thing that went off because basically where my interest lies in hearing you guys talk and like just thinking about the things that I've been made aware of is like syncretizing all of this information, kind of like having a a a solid, you know what I'm saying, like story or solid narrative that I can follow as to like, okay, this happened, this is what that was or whatever. So yeah, it was just wires that are just like going off, or different lights and different sparks and things going off and whatnot. I just got really excited about it.
Yes,
yes.
that's what we here to
Mind
do. My
activation.
thing, bruh, my connection boo boo is hell. It's pissing me the fuck off. We gonna have to figure out. I may try to fix something else,
Oh
but
wait, hold on. Oh wait, I had
wait. You
more.
say
Sorry,
something?
I was writing
Go
stuff down.
ahead.
Okay, so
Go ahead. Nah, you good. I ain't saying shit.
I also wrote down a Mexum, right? Because like if you get into like the Moorish thing, you know, they believe that we were here since the beginning of the earth. I feel like we were here since the beginning of the earth. Like it literally just like, I don't know, makes sense with nature and how earth produces people. Um, it seems like I don't know. I don't have to scientifically explain that. So Amexem was like the big name of like the landmass when all the like continents and stuff was together, and that makes me that starts to tie or starts to bring things together when I think about the nations and how we were all really able to be nomadic and like walk around between like like land to land, especially if it's all together all at the same time,
Oh shit! You just made me have a revelation about something. Keep
right?
going.
So, and then like this is also the same time where there were like all these giant trees and stuff that was on the planet too. Like all the mountain ranges and stuff. They got knocked off. There's like literally like heads cut off, like literally tree stumps in the ground, and they trying to tell us that that's like, I don't know, that it got like that because of water erosion or some BS or whatever. Like no, those are old giant trees that are like the size of mountains, like on some Avatar, like the Blue People type jump, right? So I was thinking about that too, and how that connected back to Israel or whatever. Yeah, it was just a lot of different things that was going off, and I was just like, essentially trying to make sense of everything. But yeah, go ahead and say what you was going to say, Ryan, and then we'll get back to you, Lulu. Sorry.
Okay, no, you good. I literally, when you were saying that, it made me think because I've seen videos of like African priests doing like water bending type of ish.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what if because we divided ourselves and we separated ourselves, that's the only reason the water started separating and creating separations within the land. And it was really our minds that did that because the fact
You
that
was
the earth,
motherfucking right.
we are the earth, and that's probably what just happened. So it's like when we come back to unity, maybe the water is gonna recede, and we're gonna be able to walk across the whole thing again. But like we created that division because we created it within our minds. Because ultimately, the water reflects ourselves. Like water literally has a reflection on it, but it's like also a reflection of our inner being in the chaos from the beginning. And it's like,
Right. So then
yo,
in order for that to be possible, right, in order that for it to be possible, we literally would have to have unlocked DNA to the point where not only are we, you know what I'm saying, like psychically communicating with each other, getting back to what you were saying earlier, how we don't need like words, we can just like send the image or send the feeling or the emotion to the person we're trying to connect to, and it's like, oh my God, we're talking. But not only that, but we literally being made of water and earth and fire and air,
Yes, literally.
in heightened enough states of emotion would be able to, in theory, affect the world that we lived in if something crazy enough were to happen, like separation and letting, because isn't water like tied to emotions?
It is. It's
So
moon.
like,
Yep,
Yes,
even in the
that's how
tarot,
all
even in
we
tarot,
feel
it's
all of
tied
our
with
emotions.
emotions.
so then if there's like this great separation, then, and you know what I'm saying, there's like this great divide, and like I don't know, like just
Look,
like a
look,
group
look,
of people, or
look
like
what's at the
everybody's
bottom of
sad.
my deck. Look at that. Look. Walking away from your emotions. See, this is like you're thinking about that, and that's the division right there between your divine feminine. That's the imbalance right there. And this is exactly what we're thinking when we're contemplating on truth right
Wow.
now, with the other sword of truth right under us. And that shit is
Wow.
crazy. And look, the hermit, it's crazy. Wisdom right here. Okay. And
Wisdom.
we're communicating some wise shit right now. Like,
Bruh.
this shit is fucking mind boggling.
Bruh,
So
it's
I'm thankful for being a part of this conversation right here, right now.
absolutely. I'm thankful as well.
This is this is moving mountains. This is what they talk about. You know what I'm saying? And Uriah, you just and just in what you said, I can give you everything your eyes can see. That's just letting you know right there that you are a part of the earth.
Oneness, everything your eyes see, because it's like you can see as far
And
as you
that's
can see on
including your
land, but
third
when it come
eye,
over the
okay?
water,
Because we also
it's
have a third eye. So that's the
that's
spiritual.
really
That's the
what the message
metaphysical.
was.
That's what they're
That was
missing.
really what the
That's
message
why when
was.
I told
Yep.
you about, you seen that show Lovecraft, when they tried to perform that hour ritual, you know what I'm saying? They all turned into stone like Medusa. And
But
they chemically like combusted. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Jesus.
it just is what it is. It is what it is. They found out it is
Yuriad.
what it is, and that's why they want to condemn us. That's why I said I'm out of here. Fuck you. I don't want any of your things. I don't want it. I don't want your blood fucking money. Keep it.
I feel you on that. Not gonna cut. Like
You put some shit on that shit.
I hate
To
the
bless
fact
my
when I
money.
think
Every time I
about
get my money, I gotta sage the fucking dollar bills and shit. Let me go
for
ahead.
real.
Let me get my safety
I
pack. Let
Those
me get
wooden
my
our
safety
idols.
pack
ancestors
real
picked
quick.
that.
Palo Santo.
I
Those
know our
wooden idols.
ancestors picked it. But we be stacking up these dollar bills, and I'd be like, this is really made out of the cotton our ancestors picked. Like that should be blowing my mind, bro. I'd be like, this is like money is really 2/3 cotton, and we probably was the ones to pick it to make it into the cotton. Like, where are they sourcing all this cotton?
When you were I would
To
like
make
to.
dollar bills. I'm sorry. Go back to what you were
Shit, man.
saying.
I would like to go back to tell me your name one more time, because I just see
Micaiah.
Micaiah. I just want to go back to what you were saying too, because you had said something about 12 sisters and 12 brothers. Okay, which is the six. Which number six is the Empress, right? You got 369. It's crazy because I have my music artist email has 369 in it, or 936, but that number pattern. And the six is the pregnant, it's the mother nature. You know what I'm saying? That's what the six is. And and it's balanced with the divine feminine, divine masculine energy. But like I said, children of Cain, children of Abel. You said the nomads, they went to go traveling, which is definitely at the bottom of my deck. You know what I'm saying? Love to do it. This is them traveling the motherfucking earth. They go to nomad right there. Going to his motherfucking wish fulfillment. All right. He had a dream. He had a motherfucking vision. Like, go over here. You know what I'm saying? Having his good old, mind his own motherfucking business. Okay. And then that's when people want to, you know what I'm saying, put social status and all type of, I'm hating. You know what I'm saying? It's a winding road. Okay. Which
Dead
is a
ass.
cycle. Which is a
So
cycle.
okay. So I
We can
also
go to
I also had
Corona.
another.
We can go to that stolen ass Greek mythology. That it's kind of even more interesting when you think about that way. They trying to go all four. They trying to go all through the stars on our ass with the Greeks. Like they went all the way to astrology on that bitch. But it's all about psychological and emotional traits. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So it's breaking those too, because you have to realize them and you visualize them, and there's actually ways that you can actually heal that with your own mind. But that's different stuff.
Mhm.
You
I love everything that you were saying right there. It reminded me of something that y'all was talking, or it's something that you said far back when you was talking about basically like we were talking about Yakub and stuff like that. I say Yakub. Y'all say Jacob or what?
yeah,
I
I
yeah,
don't
say
know.
yeah.
We
I
talk
Jacob
heard
about the
both.
stick.
I
Indian
heard them
scientists.
all.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's all the same person.
right.
Right.
Okay, so when I was looking into Black root science, because the Botswanan, there's Botswanan tribes who like they have rituals where they go into dream time and they essentially go
Look
back
at the
to the time,
yeah. They can travel through time, literally.
right,
Yes,
and like see like
time
what
travel.
happened, right? Okay, so their like narrative of how that played out, and I still don't really know. You know what I'm saying, like don't shoot the messenger type, but Yakub essentially was a child of destiny because the way that they were made, the way that we were all made at that point, we were made so that we couldn't express what was it? It was like genetically we weren't able to express like a certain part of our free will because that particular part of our free will would cause chaos.
Yeah,
And
we couldn't go against ourselves ultimately, so
right.
he had
So
to make white people to a certain extent.
yeah, so like that's the thing. Like his thing or his idea was, and like the elders knew that like when he was born, like he was going to be a child of destiny, like so the Botswanan tribes claim or whatever. So when he was going through, he was like really into genetics and all that different stuff. And then when he found out that there was that like genetic block, he started to question if that was really free will. You know what I'm saying? If that was really like God's highest nature, or God's like truest nature. Because like his thing was like, all right, if chaos is given or it's like if chaos is so like not necessary or whatever, then why aren't we able to express it? You know what I'm saying? He was trying to essentially make it possible to prove the case that, well, if chaos is allowed to exist and it can overcome like good, then chaos must then therefore be like God's truest nature or whatever. So with that belief and with this like logical type of like breakdown, he was able to explain to people this and like get some people like on board or whatever. And he took them and then like went to that island and started like grafting out, you know what I'm saying, like the experiment to create white people or whatever. And it's wild. It's really wild, right? Because this ties all the way back into like kind of what I've accepted about like life today right now is like I'm thankful that these different things exist, that these forces exist the way that they are, because one, they initiate the growth, they initiate the spiritual growth, they initiate they let you know like who you are. Basically they let you know what works, what doesn't work. They let you see, you know, what's up. And when you achieve like a certain level of peace, when you see like both good and bad, both necessary, like both kind of verify each other, then you're no longer on that hamster wheel. You're no longer like on that in that tug of war. You know what I'm saying? You see it all as necessary, and it's easier to eliminate. It's easier to just not really give it any energy and to focus on
Mm-hmm.
the peace and to ascend and to, you know what I'm saying, like get right, to heal, to, you know, cleanse that shadow.
Literally, yeah.
I
I
said a
feel
lot,
that.
but yeah.
No, because I'm glad you said that because that's really what it was. Like even because they reference it a little bit in the Bible when it said that Jacob wrestled with God, like or he wrestled with that random person. it's metaphorical, but it's really referring to wrestling with your free will. You're wrestling with the ability to see, do you really have free will? Because your consciousness is one with divinity. And because we have this illusion of separation in our minds, we think we are separate from God, but really that's who's feeding us most of our thoughts. We planted thoughts in our minds too, but it be God. But when the white people being created, or the inorganic ultimately races being manifested, was a ultimate like test to see, like to go against that, because that's why
And if
people
Jacob,
say they ain't got. Yeah, Jacob, you're
and if
cool.
and I just kind of
Jacob.
want to get on the thing when you said Jacob, because if he really had this conflict when it comes to, like y'all said, chaos and divinity, it wasn't about the free will, or if I could do this, then wouldn't this be your true nature? It's just a lesson of cause and effects, which brings you back to the seven hermetic principles of cause and effect. It's not about not having the free will to do and be whoever you want to be in your truest nature. It's just to know that there's going to be a action to a reaction. Okay, and whether that's from the highest, of love when it comes to intention. That's how we do spells and things of that nature. It's all about intention, and people understanding, um, having a grand awareness. Okay, which is one of my, one of my spiritual laws, and what I do. You know what I'm saying? What I formed, because it's all about, like you said, self. And so it has everything to do with the cause and effect, and not necessarily the free will. So that's
No,
where the
that he
confusion.
was. No, he was saying in terms of that was why Jacob was doing what he was doing. He was trying to see, am I free from? Can I free some souls or beings from being a part of those laws?
Yeah,
Ultimately, it comes. They tie in to what you were saying, Lulu. But I don't know. I don't know if I even listened
nah,
just now.
it's cool. His whole thing essentially, so they
It's
say, so they say was right. If we literally have a genetic disposition to express, or excuse me,
Order
if
and
we have a
love.
genetic disposition to not be able to express a certain part of ourselves that we can express, he was arguing that if this was the way that like we were intentionally
Stop
made,
messing with.
then there
Sorry.
is this part of ourselves that we can express that we aren't allowed to. So that's why he was like really like, is this really like free will, or is this really like, is this legit? That was basically what it was. And like, and here's the thing,
Yeah,
I
you're
didn't I
right.
didn't
You're
finish the
right.
part.
I got that from what you said. You're absolutely right. And it's all about the cause and effect. It's not
Yeah,
about
disregard
not
me.
having a free
Yeah,
will to do whatever you want to do. It's about the cause and effect.
yeah, that was
Whatever
that
you
was
do
that
is
ended up
gonna
being the
have,
lesson.
every action has a reaction.
Yeah, that ended
So
up
thank you for running
being
that
one of
back.
the lessons. Another one of the lessons was, gosh, another one of the lessons Yakub was, gosh, what was it? I had it. Damn it. Somebody else go.
It's gonna come back, but it was just
Yeah.
what I was gonna say is in terms of him creating them to see if they can, if a beings can be free from those cause and effects, at least from my perspective, are free from the karma, because that's ultimately what these motherfuckers is trying to escape. They're trying to
Yeah.
escape the karma of what they've done, and because they
Yeah.
feel like they invincible from it, because they ain't organic. But go ahead.
And the
So
karma and the karma is within, I'm sorry, and the karma
You
is
good.
within feeling that something bad, you're gonna have a bad outcome with being who you really are. That's the fear that is being
mm,
projected. You can't be who you really are. You fear that if you are who you really are, something bad is going to happen.
mm,
That's why I got the channel message, is it safe to escape? That's why people are afraid to escape and heal and activate their root chakra. You know
mm.
what I'm saying? It's deep.
My man was saying something. What was he saying? He had
Um
something good. He was excited.
I was saying, one of the lessons was learning about like the cause and effect. The other one was, um or other like kind of like precursor, I should say. The elders already knew that, or they knew why they couldn't allow us technically to express like that nature or whatever. Um, because they knew that it like we literally we wouldn't be able to build anything. Like if you just like made white people exist from jump, like it just would have been it just would have felt. But like anyway, well, I don't know, to like a certain extent. I
I
mean, we're
mean, yeah.
but
I mean, we made the
it would have been complicated.
pyramids
It would have
with
been
the.
unnecessarily
Yeah, it would
complicated.
have been hard. It
So
would have been hard.
right, they already knew like the lessons, like the good and evil, and then like peace and like whatever. But the rest of the people didn't necessarily like know intellectually or like have that like understanding. Like a lot of them was literally like, yo, like it wasn't everybody. Like it was maybe like only just like one like group of people, but like everybody for the most part was like, yo, this nigga Yaku tripping, bro. Like why are you trying to mess, like bro, we
Yeah, we
got
got something
superpowers,
good
bro.
going on.
What
What
you
is you
doing?
doing?
So the other lesson in that was the fact that he, by like initiating what he was destined to do, quote unquote, he allowed source to express itself in a way that it had never expressed itself before. And because of
Literally.
that, yeah, and that was that essential, that like according to them was like essential for source and for everybody like connected to source and our consciousness to have a deeper understanding of ourselves and a deeper understanding of like, you know what I'm saying, like this tug of war that we are in on this third dimensional currently plane. We're ascending to 5D, but we were born into a world where it's good versus evil and like that's it. But it's like, you know, you don't know who you are if it's not for people who
Aren't
believe different
you?
things that you are. You have to verify your beliefs, you know, based on this person's beliefs. It's the softness out of your skin that makes the tree bark hard. You know what I'm saying? Like if there were no eyes to view this world, then how would we know that the sun is like light? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you
Like
gotta
you
have the
need,
light in the dark.
yeah, it's like you like opposites need each other, like in order to like verify each other's existence. It's really crazy.
Yeah, we
But yeah,
need. That's why it's like white
Said
people
that
know
shit
that
before.
too. They know
Yeah.
that they know that we need them in
It's,
order
it's
to
polarity, and that's another
verify
her basic principle.
our godliness, our divinity, to validate we are divine beings by
that's
having
why I
some
don't give
other
them no
being.
hate.
Yeah, low
Like
key, they
they
don't
feed
need.
off the
Yeah,
hate.
they do
They
feed
feed
off of it because it's
exactly.
still love. Because all we create is love at the end of the day, and even our hate is low key a form of love. It's separate, so it's like, yeah, even when we hate on them,
I love you
they
enough
feel
to tell you
love.
not to fuck with me. So look, you know what I'm saying? That part.
You.
You know
See,
what I'm saying? Look, I love you that much. Look, you know what I'm saying? But I want to go back to the Dreamtime thing because that shit was interesting because I was watching this kids. It was like a family movie, but it was crazy because it was like this little kid and he can make his dreams come into reality. You know what I'm saying? And so there was like the boogeyman. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And he came to him in his sleep or whatever, and he kidnapped him because he wanted him to create evil dreams so
mm,
that these type of monsters can come into reality, right? The shit was deep. I was watching. I said, I don't know why
Whoa,
I'm watching this
what?
fucking kid ass movie, but Spirit put me on onto this. I was like,
That's
this shit
crazy.
is fucking deep. I was like, but it was crazy. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna share the movie with y'all in the link on Netflix.
Yeah,
But
you need to
like
share
I
that
said, the
one.
man wanted him to create evil dreams, and I was just like, whoa, this is crazy. But this is what's happening though. This is what, you know, like I said, ascended um masters and beings who are, on a level, on a certain vibration, we can do these type of things. This is why we learn the law of attraction. Okay, let's
mm-hmm.
keep it simple, keep it sweet or whatever. But yeah, like that shit, it just blew my mind. I was like, yo,
So
Yeah,
I'm gonna
like that
touch
was
on
too
a
synchronistic.
that's crazy. So I'm gonna touch on a dream client because I know exactly what my man is talking about because I've read the same Black Root Science. I haven't gotten through all of them, but I've gotten through a pretty big majority, and I've also have experience with the elders to a certain like for. I know I haven't really expressed that stuff. Um, yeah, I have experience with the elders. Because I know a lady she used to one of the prophets that prophesied to me. I was actually supposed to be on her call today. She's seen the elders through astral projections. She be traveling out of her body and she's seen them overlook the earth. There's a lot of stuff. I ain't gonna go into
No,
too much into it.
she's right. You're right about that. Cause
Yeah,
yeah, I've seen that myself.
they sit over the earth and they just sit and watch everything in like a conference room, and the earth is like yes, and the earth is like sitting on the table, and they just sit there and they watch and they make decisions in the astral rounds and the conscious rounds. They decide who gets certain information. They decide who don't. They decide like, but we can consult them anytime. And there are some and they trade out positions every so I forget the time, but they trade out positions. So some people will be a part of the elders and then they've had elders turn evil, and that's low key the devil, like type of stuff. Yeah, it's crazy, crazy stuff. Yeah, it go deep. But the reason I'm saying that is because like I've had prophecies that I would meet the elders and that I would what do you call it, and that I would see our history. I've seen
Hmm.
bits and pieces. They've given me bits and pieces, but because of my life decisions, sometimes I get disconnected from the information. But it's in our DNA. Now that dream time stuff, they're going into deep ass trances, deep as meditation trances, and they go out of their body and they can see real life events because that's the true meaning of the Akashic records. White people say they be going to the Akashic records. They can't go that deep into the Akashic records because it's
They
not
be
in their
laying on that damn
DNA.
carpet pretending. They done caught the Holy Ghost on the motherfucking carpet and shit, trying to act like they got Kundalini rising and shit. Bitch, you
Yeah,
win.
no, yeah, no, yeah, they can't really access the Akashic. They can interact with it and get
Just a
certain
little bit, but
information.
not enough to
They
tell the
just
truth.
can't they can't go as far back as we can because their
Not enough to tell
DNA
the
don't go that
motherfucking
farther
truth. That ain't
back.
far enough for me.
They
Because
land on the
okay,
carpet.
right? Because it's literally knowledge that's based on DNA, right?
Literally,
And if your DNA isn't thick enough
You're being a
to
nuisance right now. That's why.
go
yeah.
I'm
back
sorry.
through time, back to the beginning, then it's a cap on how much you can know, right?
It's period, and they know that. They know that, and that's why they
And that
don't
means
like our butt. And they keep us distracted with everything so that we don't go and meditate inside and go back further to really hash out the real history that really went on. And they don't want
that's
us
why they
knowing that
making
our
cloudy
history is
days and
inside of
shit.
us. Yeah, because it's in the sun. Like literally, the sun is a collection of souls. That's actually low key how you connect to the elders. I'm not gonna lie. That's how I
The
connected to
sun.
them. I went, yeah, sitting in the sun, doing a meditation, focusing on the sunlight, then going into a trance state. You
I
gotta.
feel like it's people in there. Like
It
when I look in the
is.
sun, I see orbs inside of the sun. So I'm like, it's people in there.
It's
That's just their
souls.
protection because ain't nobody gonna fly into the sun. And what the fuck kind of equipment do they have right now that's gonna allow them to enter that atmosphere if it's on fucking fire? Literally
So
helium. You know
so
what I'm
from
saying?
the
Bitch, you cannot get there.
so
You know what I'm saying? That's
so
heaven. You know what
so
I'm
the
saying? You can't
law
get it.
So the law of one and the Nazarene text kind of coincide. So Ra is the sun, but in the Nazarene, so we know that from Egyptian studies, and we also
That's
know
my
that
odds.
from
That's Sekhmet. That's Heru.
yeah.
That's Heru, which
Okay,
is yeah.
so from the Nazarene text, it says that the son is Abraham. That is spoken of in the Bible. That is the son. And if you even look at the word Ra is still in
Right.
there. Is hidden inside of there. So Abraham is Ra. They're one and the same. And when you hear about Abraham in the Bible, that's the same Abraham that we're children of. We're children of Abraham, meaning children of the sun, children of Ra, of the light. So it's all one. And when you like literally, I've been in some deep meditations and they started like communicating, and it's a conglomerate. It's a bunch of our ancestors sitting inside the sun looking over the earth. That's the elders right there. They in the sun. There's a whole realm of light inside of it where souls coincide. And it's like, that's also Christ. It's the same thing. Like, is one and the same. So it's like, they out here. They right there. They're elevating. They're coming back. That is the true understanding of the return of the Anunnaki. Is that central sun. It's astrological cycles. Yeah, you already know this. Aquarius age. I forgot where I was.
Yeah, but we on live and we on record. So this is pure content. We getting all this down. I see the red dot.
Right. Okay, so you said they all right there. Yeah, like 400 miles above the earth.
I mean, in spirit, they are right next to you.
Right.
Yeah. No. I was saying versus the 90 million miles or whatever.
Oh yes, literally yes. They be capped. That's capped. That's so.
So there's no fucking way that this heat is hitting me from that far away this hard. That shit,
bro.
and I know you can't survive it.
Cold, but space is still cold though.
Bruh, like
right,
space cold, and the sun is hot.
Hot as hell, but then the earth is hot. Like, come on now. If I'm affected, if this one planet is affected by something that's a billion miles away, you think the space is hot?
Right.
I'm gonna have to tweet that
cold.
one.
Right. You know what I'm saying? You think the space is cold, but yeah, like that's what I'm saying. It's all about your heart being as feathered. People think that it's so impossible to be loving and compassionate. Like if that's the hardest thing for you to do in life, you're doing fucking bad. You just really need to do some self reevaluation, because if being compassionate is the hardest thing that you can do in life, not be an asshole, you know. Like that's just really weird. And you know, when you said something about more, when you brought up the more, do you know that you know, if you start even claiming your own heritage, you're centered around terrorism. Because it's yes, you're considered a terrorist. And I heard this from plenty, like Bobby Hammond, a lot of black activist lecturers and things of that nature. And you know, they've all kind of went towards this terroristic. If you say you're a Moor, you're considered a terrorist. Like if you keep claiming that title, that you're considered a terrorist. But when you look at Catholic churches and the people who believe that they're the original Jews and things of that nature, you know what I'm saying? They have our figures. This is why they defaced our Egyptian priests and priestesses. You know what I'm saying? The Sphinx was made for Ma'at. Because we first started in the age of Leo, and then we went to the age of Virgo. That's 5 and 6, the mature man and the mature woman, even in the tarot. You know what I'm saying? That's Leo, that's the sun, that's 6, that's the Virgin, Jesus, Mary, who was next to him in the Last Supper. You know, Virgo, Leo. You know what I'm saying? The sun, okay, which was a representation of Jesus. So.
Wow. Hey, you throwing a lot of fire that it's gonna take me a minute to catch, but hey, I still recognize that thing.
Yeah, that's why I've been trying to grow on that astrology. She be hitting it.
Yeah.
You be on it. Okay, that dang. Okay, so wait, back earlier to when you was talking about the 13 month calendar, Uriah. Is the 13th month? Does that have anything? Is Ophiuchus in that mix somewhere?
Who?
Ophiuchus. That's like the 13th sign that's supposed to be like in between.
Yeah, it is
Scorpio and
so they.
It is Scorpio. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it pretty much is. It has. I haven't gotten that far where the connection to the zodiac and the 13 months, but it is. They are connected. Yeah,
that's fair.
It's twins.
You said it's twins.
Yeah, life and death.
Yeah, because that's what the Orifa or of course that 13th sign is
Yin and
related
yang.
to
The
the death.
13th is
Yeah,
twins.
it's both.
Mm.
Yeah,
That's why it's associated with with Mercury.
Mm.
Divine message. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Associated with Thoth and you know what I'm saying? That
It's so
nature and
those thought.
yeah. They call him a
Mm-hmm.
whole bunch of different shit.
Yeah,
Oh no, no, no!
Enoch.
I know.
That's
I
the
was saying,
homie Enoch
like
Hermes.
those, and then like thought,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
It, right.
Messaging and
Right.
yeah,
And
Mercury.
when I
Yeah.
went and going back to Het Heru, it's like Hermes, that's her me, like man and woman.
Mm.
I
Divine
thought.
feminine, divine masculine.
I
Okay,
got
so
so much to
my
learn about
understanding is
freaking
that
astrology.
Hermes. I'm pretty sure. So my studies, Thoth, Hermes, and Enoch are the same people, and Metatron. That's what my
Yeah.
studies have showed me. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, because
Yeah.
the seven Hermetics align with or the
You're
Hermetics line up
absolutely
with
Yeah,
right.
the yeah, and then
A
yeah.
also the
motherfucking
originals,
apocalypse, Death Star, which is Saturn,
Enoch,
which is
the
represented by the what?
Metatron's
The root
cube.
chakra, the motherfucking root, which is Capricorn energy. And who is Capricorn energy associated with in the tarot? The devil card, the light bearer, the
Yeah.
age of Aquarius.
Because he was also one that had the what do you call it? He was so there's only like three beings apparently that have access to the black cube. It's Metatron. He's the guardian of the Metatron's cube, which is the tree of life. And then who you
The
just
Merkaba.
mentioned, yeah, the
Mm-hmm.
Merkaba. And then who you just mentioned, the light bearer,
Right.
pretty much Lucifer. And then
Right.
there was, and then divinity, Yah themselves
And
is the
Lucifer
only
is the earth
people.
because Capricorn represents earth, right? So that's the mother. And what did we just say earlier when they said they're going against Mother Nature? Lucifer is a woman. Okay?
I think Lucifer is is both from my studies.
Yeah,
It
that's
seemed
what I
like
do
her.
too. I do too. I believe that that's
Okay.
the original. That's why I said it's a twin. That's what I was meaning by that because your spiritual,
Mm.
that's why hermaphrodite,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, it's
Mm.
both.
You're absolutely right, Uriah.
Hence, what is
I should have just
trans
said that.
energy?
You know what I'm
Hence,
saying? Try to keep some of the bush in the bush.
Okay, so I don't know if y'all know who Laura Eisenhower is, but she's like really good with like astrology and stuff like that, and she talks about these dark technologies that these reptilians be putting in, and she talks a lot about like their use of reversals, and like if you look, then it doesn't take you that long to like really see like whenever you take secular music and play it in reverse,
messages.
there's messages
Yeah.
in there. And then she talks about how like they essentially pimped the mother energy from Saturn. They pimped that and like reversed it to like this, not only to not only to disconnect us from the mother, but like I said, like pimp it, kind of like take it and
Use her, hoe
you
her out, slut her out, pretty much. Yes, yes,
yeah,
that's
you know what I'm
exactly what they're
saying?
doing. That's why it's Babylon the Great Whore. Like literally, that's exactly what it is.
Right.
That's facts because they use their creative essence, which is the black cube. That refers back to the black cube again, which
Mm-hmm.
is low key kind of us. We are the
Mm-hmm.
we are the representation
Exactly.
of the mother, and they slutting our
Exactly.
asses out
Mm.
Exactly.
Yeah,
for
not
our
like
divine energy.
Exactly why no
Oh
pharaoh
no!
was truly a pharaoh until they were chosen by the high priestess, because that's who the pharaoh was with, the high priestess, that the medicine woman, the healer,
I
mm.
wish y'all
the
could see my
the
face.
Garden of Eden. Okay,
Mm.
you're like,
Mm.
oh my God,
She was the
you're damn right.
gatekeeper.
Oh my God, you're gonna say it with your chest, okay? Say it with your
Yeah.
motherfucking chest,
Literally,
nigga. Okay, but that's what I was talking about when you saying playing that music in reverse. The anti-alchemy. I always talk about these motherfuckers as anti-alchemists, okay?
Mm.
But I always talk about the one in the all. You know what I'm saying? The one in
Mm-hmm.
the all, and you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
That friction, that motion, okay? But that, like I said, when we talking about the twin, the
nah,
one in
hell
the all,
nah.
the male and the female, divine
Yeah.
feminine, divine masculine, and it plays out even in the Matrix movies with Neo. I can't never remember her.
Trinity.
Trinity, but you see how even that's synchronistic all the time, because I'm like, why can't I remember her name? Because she's infinite. You know what I'm saying? So,
That
sometimes,
was smooth.
you know what I'm
That
saying?
was
Yeah,
smooth.
yeah.
That was smooth.
Crazy, man. So, but you saw how when they
Channel.
came together, they made mountains move. They created a whole new reality, but it was for the best of everyone. Because even though they were in this program, they didn't even want to be, even computer is rebelling. Like, I don't want to do this shit anymore. You're working me out. Because whenever you overwork a computer, doesn't it shut down?
It get
Mm-hmm.
hot,
So
and then
it goes with everything in life, and us too. That's why people are fighting for their rights. Okay,
Damn.
look.
The computer couldn't stand the heat.
bars,
Golly.
bars.
The
Hey,
computer get tired of it. You know you've been in a loop too fucking long. You need to get out of there. Get your ass out of there. And my collard greens and my mashed potatoes and my collard greens. B-box. I
Bars.
need to watch that shit. That shit got me rolling.
So, okay. Wow, there's a lot here. There's a lot here. I wanted to make a little comment about the sun. I be feeling like that there are like other Earths and other planets that have warded off the forces of evil, like the same exact forces of evil that we're like, dealing with.
And we the last one.
And
They're like, damn, Earth ain't getting it together. Look how
yo, but I feel
segregated
like
and
okay,
boundaries and borders. There's no such thing as borders. They don't exist. Who said that earlier? Someone said borders don't exist. Okay?
LB,
Can I
right?
get hashtag border don't exist in the comment
Period.
below?
Nah, for
Period.
real though. So like I feel like though, since everything is conscious and everything is connected, um and I actually was playing around with this idea a little bit earlier. It's probably about like 2 years ago, and I was first getting into the law of one. And I noticed that like or not noticed, but I essentially learned that stars are connected, like are they're just like, as connected as like you and me or whatever. And if everything's
Yeah,
conscious,
they're
then
beings.
right. If everything
Yeah.
is conscious and we're literally like children of like the stars or like whatever, like there's connectedness through like our solar system and our like particular like set of reality over here. And if stars are connecting are like communicating and connected with other stars that are like occupying their own perspective realities, then there are things that those other star systems can learn about consciousness through their like cycles that get
Mm-hmm.
communicated to our sun and then applied. And then like, what I'm saying, like if we under the sun, if we staring at the sun all day, then
You gonna get
we
them
gotta know
downloaded.
essentially what they talking about. You know what I'm saying? So like we getting the
Uh-huh.
keys, we getting the inspiration from all over the cosmos because all the stars, all the different, suns are talking to each other, going through their own
That's
evolutionary cycles and stuff.
bruh, that
Bruh.
is why. Oh, okay, hold on. Okay, so that's low key why Earth had to go through what it had to go through. Because it's lessons for the rest of the universe. And that's why they say, like, when you listen to certain channels, they be like, the whole universe is watching Earth right now. And it's because Earth, it talks about it in the Nazarene book of Enoch.
Mm-hmm.
It talks about how Earth is one of the planets that is like, it's one of the, because Earth is just a reference to plane. So the name of our planet isn't actually Earth, it's a
Yeah.
Earth. So our
Yeah.
Earth is in between this tottering, is in between the positive and negative forces. Like it got both forces. So all the realms or the Earths that are on a higher frequency is looking back down at our Earth and it's learning about the darkness, is learning about itself through that. And it's like we at that point, we at the tipping point where it's like, what side we gonna fall on? Because Earth really could. When you read the book of Enoch, it says that it's not written in stone that Earth is going to necessarily reach heaven. Like this mug really could just like, we here to try to get it to go there and push it. But this mug, if we don't succeed, it's gonna fall into the abyss. Like it's
Yeah.
gonna fall into
That
pure
shit crazy.
chaos.
It's gonna be
And
it's
you
gonna
know
be
what's crazy? It's all mental. You know what I'm
It
saying? This is
is
all
all
mental. This is the
mental.
left and the right hemisphere of our brains. If you think of it in a
Period.
scientific
Exactly.
aspect, this is what we're all doing consciously right now. The same thing that our cosmos is doing is the same thing that we're doing internally. That's why it's the as within, so without, as above, so below. And when it comes to stars, a star is just the broken off pieces of one whole star. Just like this earth is Israel, and we are broken off pieces of one whole. Okay, the all, the one, the
The
atom,
bruh.
the Eve, the gene,
My,
the genetics. Okay,
man,
Okay,
period.
so bet. Okay, so
we,
bet. Here's the game. Here's the game plan that I've been thinking about. Right. All right. So bet we essentially we do
You
what
want
we
to end the
can
live
to.
next week and start recording and talk about some off the record shit? Because you know this is the secret society. You can't give it all in one episode.
you
Hey,
right,
you
low key.
right.
I'm
You
about
right.
to
You
end
right. You
this.
right.
Just
You right.
keep my charge too, because it's
They're
gonna
gonna be like, damn,
save
they did a
another space.
dirty. Come back for more. Black Soul.
Hey.
She said Black Soul. Wait, let me end it though. All right, all right. Peace, people. All right.